Oh, this light doesn't do me. Yeah, that's better. I have my plant lights on. And you know, these plants, the ones that I took out of I just cut into strips and stuff and did them in here. These ones are doing better than the ones that are in the bay window. Don't ask me why, but look. Aren't they gorgeous? I also think they benefit from my medication. Hey, give me okay, let's remove that and let me pop out the chat. And while we wait for people to come in, I'm going to go and make myself a cup of tea because I forgot. I am not firing on all cylinders today, guys. I really am not. So I'm in a bit of a fibro flare and I've got a cold. So I'm just, the weirdest thing, this is one of the ways that an onset of a fibro flare tells me a fibro flare is coming big. I for about an hour, I couldn't straighten my elbow, couldn't straighten my arm because of pain in my elbow, but I couldn't bring it closer than that. So there was this point where that was the only position I could put my elbow in for like an hour, and then it was gone. Just it's like being poked at, somebody just coming up and punching you randomly. That's what it feels like at the moment. So I'll be right back. I'm gonna make a cup of tea and hopefully everybody will be in and we'll have a little visit. I'm here because you guys didn't get a video today, right? And I wanted to let you know what was going on, okay? Oh, alrighty then. All right, my kettle's on. I was doing really well yesterday. While we were living on Life with the Wolfies of making the pancake mix and the noodles. The noodles are a part of the soup video, right? From when I deboned the chicken and put it into the packages and stuff. I'm going to be, taking pieces of those live streams and putting together the video, right? Hey, Rebecca. Hi. Thank you. Thank you very much. So I'll say hi to everybody in just a second. But Rebecca Black, are you new? I don't think it broke. I broke my kettle. My kettle will boil, but it won't shut off if you can't close the lid. Because I dropped it today. And I put the lid down just now and put a sandwich plate on top of it. And apparently the sandwich plate didn't want to stay there. So I was doing really good yesterday while I was making the noodles and everything. And I finished the soup video with giving Howie his noodle and soup. And because we both got colds, right? And I hit a wall about 5 minutes later. It was almost like as soon as I shut the camera off, all my puppet strings were cut. That's exactly how it felt. And then I felt like when the puppet strings were cut, I hit a brick wall. So I had a really hard time walking and even getting up out of my chair last night. And then, of course, we've got colds. And now Joe Mama said to take it easy up to the weekend because, you know, you don't want to be in a fibro flare until after the kids leave, right? You were right, Joe. You were right. It was an amazing weekend. It was an amazing weekend. But we had, you know, exploding pie plates and baby slipping in the bathtub and you know, constant on watch because my house isn't childproof. You know what I mean? And then we got out and went in the garden in the damp and the rain, and we pulled veggies, and it was amazing, beautiful moments to remember. And the moments of watching, you know, sitting there watching my sons, you know, help their dad pile firewood, and it all got piled in a couple of hours, you know. And all of these things are, you know, they're like peaks and they're like extreme peaks and valleys, mentally and emotionally, you know what I mean? And physically, mentally, emotionally, and physically. So it's like, you know, anxiety, stress, massive quantities of joy, you know, and then it goes on, right? And it was like that all weekend. And then I've just crashed. I just crashed yesterday. I can't believe it's Thursday. I keep thinking it's Tuesday. My kettle's boiling. I'll be right back. And then I'll shout everybody out. Make sure you say hello in the chat if you want me to say hello back in the intro. I'm being really careful with this elbow because at any second it could just go, ow! So I'm going to have to get Howie to bring in my little kettle from the coach. I'm really, maybe I'll get a kettle for Christmas, but I'm really looking forward to firewood, like fire in the fireplace season. It's damp, it's chilly. I'm ready for a fire, but we've just both been too like, man, I got a chip kindling, you know, kind of thing. So let me pop out the participants list and say hello to Andrea R. Aloha Seashell. Mahalo for always showing up. Always. Hey, Cricket. Hey, Jennifer. Gary Wade. Healing Fibers. Jenny Bruno. Karen Lester. Kimberly Peterson. Hi, darling. Leanne Bishop. Hey, darling. Lise Sproston. Lena K. Is it Sproston or Sproston? Hey, Linda Bop. How is our Nuka today? Lori McChesney, Rebecca Black, Skippy Jones. Hey, darling. Um, Stacy Robbins and Trudy W. Now let me put this on live chat. We sure have to cherish those moments with our children and grandbabies. Yeah, I think I learned something. I think I learned that, and that's really bright. It's going to make me sneeze. Let's see, I can turn that down a bit. I learned that, I'll turn off that one plant light. There we go. That I'm not young anymore. But I also learned that maybe it's time to give up hosting the bigger things and leave it to the next generation, because their house, when it's finished, like that's different. When I'm talking about when their house is finished. They're renovating their house right now, and but when that, so I'm happy to host in the meantime, but I'm thinking it would be really nice to just show up with presents and be the grandparents that show up with presents. and because their house will be completely baby proofed. Their house will be completely gluten free, right? So I just have to show up with presents and it's all good, right? Hi, Susie W. How are you, Minnesota farmer's wife, Julie? I know my hair is getting very long. Hi, Mary Fair. How are you, darling? Yeah, it is time for me to enjoy. And I didn't get to make him his costume because I cut the fabric wrong, and I was happily stitching away on it by hand. But I cut the fabric wrong for the top. I decided to make it in 2 pieces. And I thought, oh, I screwed that. This is going to need the sewing machine to fix. Neither one of my sewing machines would work. So I think it was just the universe telling me, forget working, enjoy as much as you can, right? And I did. I I picked up Briar Saturday night, and we had our big chicken and stuffing dinner that we're still eating on Sunday. And the kids left on Monday, but we packed a lot of stuff in on Sunday. We packed in, the boys loading the firewood, me taking Briar to town to buy a cord so him and his brother could play video games. And then, me making pies, and then exploding pies, and then re-peeling all, it was just up and down and up and down and up and down. But you know what? It was a blast. It was a real blast. And if this is, getting a cold and throwing myself into a fibro flare, is anything in recompense for this weekend, I'll gladly pay it. You know what I mean? Yeah, I bet, Mary Cook. Hi, how are you? Hi, Miss Royer. Joe Mama. Well, the thing is, too, you do got to consider the other grandparents, especially when they live in the same town. So we're the ones that are on the out, right? So the way I see it is, we could either go down and have, Christmas with them on Christmas Eve, stay a night in a hotel, and then come home. Or, they're going to have a room for us eventually. Or we could just go down for the day, take all our presents down on Christmas Day. And, there's the other grandparents live right around the corner, right? Everybody show up in that party, right? Hey, Chanel 23. Old Critters, Charlene Weber, Karen what? Hi, how's it going? Is that my KB canner? Is that my KB canner? Did I catch ya? Luann, hi. Yeah, it's rain. Well, it's kind of drizzly and damp here. And I'm making sausage goulash for supper with my homemade sausage meat. And I did it a different way because I used patties and a jar of my garden medley vegetables. I mean, that's the next best thing to chicken soup. It really is. And we had chicken soup last night. Lori M, hey, how's it going? So did I catch you, Karen, or is that a whole different Karen? Is that a whole different Karen? So I wanted to come in and say hi and let you know that I have the chicken soup video. I'm halfway through edit. I haven't got it edited yet, but I'm halfway through editing the pumpkin pie and pâte de sar video. And I'm hoping to have that done tonight for tomorrow. And then I'm going to have the chicken soup video and the goulash, the garden medley goulash. Ooh, that's a good name for it. Garden medley goulash for the day after that. But I hit a wall as soon as I closed. Like I said, I hit a wall as soon as I closed the camera last night. And I said to Howie, I can't move. It took me a full 5 minutes to get out of my chair. I was sitting there going, this is going to hurt. With my knee, I knew it was going to hurt my knees because my knees are going now when I get up. Yellow bird. Okay, thank you, Karen. Up high in banana tree, me shall my bell. These are words that go together well. Just take it easy. We will all be here when you get them done. I get it. I get it. I can something every day and I don't ever see it stopping. Good girl. Oh, that's right. Is anybody here from Quebec? Maxi has 10-pound bags of new potatoes on for $1.35. I mean, I haven't seen them that low. Yeah, in since pre-pandemic. Right? That's, you know what? It's one of those things that's going to divide time in two. Right? Before and after, pre-pandemic, post-pandemic. And then the 3 years where stupidity reigned. Anyway, they're limiting you to 4 bags. But remember, I had that 50-pound bag that I got about 40 pounds out of. So if he has to go back tomorrow, I doubt he will. He doesn't want to stop today. But I gave him my last $10 and said, get me 4 bags of them taters. So I'll be canning them probably this weekend. I also have to get carrots done as well. Well, it's a buy it up price if they'll let you get more than 4 bags. I'll see how he's feeling tomorrow and I'll ask him if he'll go back and get me another 4 bags because that's 40 pounds for $5. Quite literally. No, $1.25. It's $1.25 a bag. Hi, Tina. Hi, how are you, darling? Hey, Shalita. I ordered those magnetic dishwasher covers from a gal that lives in Ottawa. She must live nearby somewhere. Well, Ottawa's a big place. Ottawa's a really big place. That tea's really hot. Hi, Brittany's Life. Well, thank you. I try to keep it, it's going to get better, my background, actually, because as soon as I'm up to it, and as soon as the carrots are canned and dehydrated and the potatoes are canned and dehydrated, then I'm revamping this office and my bedroom. So you're busy too? Awesome. Better to be busy than have nothing to do. Right? What's a magnetic dishwasher cover? Because my dishwasher's built in. Oh, you got my book yesterday, Joe. How did you like it? It's a lot of information in a little book, is the way I put it. What we're talking about, if you're new or you haven't heard, I'm going to do this every once in a while because Christmas is coming up. And if you got someone in your family that has expressed an interest in canning or dehydrating or making your own pancake mix or whatever those things are, right? This is a handy little book. This, I used to call it a cookbook, but it's not. It tells you how to make bechamel. It tells you the different strengths and how to make different strengths of simple syrups. It tells you how to make basic broths. It tells you how to make spice rubs and spice blends. It tells you, the difference between water bath canning and pressure canning, and recipes for water bath canning and recipes for pressure canning, and the ins and outs of pressure canning meat, and how to make render your own lard, how to make your own soap from your rendered lard. This book is a little book with a lot of homesteading basics for the home in it. So there it is. Seashell just put the link up there. And I, at some point, am going to come out with a second copy. Now, the reason I've been pushing this lately, it's not pushing it, but the reason I'm talking about it is because I was told, I let my pride in a way, stop talking about it after it came out. And one day someone said, why don't you write a cookbook? And I went, I did. And then I thought about it and I got the book and I said, really, this is what it is. It's not really a cookbook at all, right? But the 8 years has gone by since I wrote this, and people are like, oh my God, I've never seen that. And it's pricey because I only make $5 a book. I do not have the books here. I do not ship the books out. You have to buy them on Blurb. And I make $3.75 for a soft cover, and I make $5 for a hardcover. And that's that. That's all I know. But so since it's been 8 years, I'm pushing. I'm not pushing, but I'm telling you all about it again, just in case there's new people here. Plus, since we're talking about that was you, Holly Jordan. What's that? It is in US. It is in US. As far as I know, it is in US. Like the website does it in US funds. That's how I know. Or that's all I know. Hey, Sherry, Bev, I'm at the hospital. Broke my arm between my shoulder and elbow. Oh, my God. Oh, honey. Oh, we'll be keeping you in our prayers. Absolutely. Okay. Patreon. Patreon is, it's wonderful when someone tips me here. It really is, and I appreciate it. But I like to tell you, I'd like people to know that YouTube takes 30%. Someone said it's now 45%, which would explain why I'm not making as much as I should be, right? But apparently YouTube, I thought they only took 30%. Someone said they're taking 45% now of our income. Plus, and that includes tips. So if they're taking even 30% of a $20 tip, I'm only receiving $14 of your hard-earned money, and YouTube takes the rest. So this is why I talk about Patreon. Patreon, give me a second. Patreon is where you pay $5 a month. US, or $7.50 a month Canadian. And for that, you get 2 unlisted live streams with me every Monday and every Wednesday. And if you miss it, because I do it at like 4 p.m, but if you miss it, then it's almost always left up for replay through Patreon. However, sometimes those discussions can get really, really personal or really political, and I risk my channel if I don't take them down. Do you understand? So, but 9 times out of 10, the Monday and Wednesday live streams that are unlisted for patrons only are left up on the patron site for you to watch if you didn't make it. Now, Fridays is a whole other ball game. Fridays, we have Freaky Friday. The disco lights come out and the music comes out, and they're catching on to me really quick. But this is Fridays, as we're about 8 o'clock at night. We turn on the lights and we shake off any negative residue from the week in song and dance and joy. We really do. And for most patrons tell me that Freaky Friday, 4 times a month, sometimes 5, is worth the entrance fee into Patreon. All right. So I'm just telling you that because somebody was so generous to tip me $20, and I feel bad because YouTube just took $6 of it, like that. So, and then there's 4 Jars. Oh, I got some news. I am a 4 Jars affiliate. So in the description box below this video, after the video closes, I will put all the information in the description box below this video. 4 Jars. I have a coupon code for you. I have an American link. I have a Canadian link. US orders over $50 ship free. Canadian orders over $100 ship free. And the reason the Canadian dollars you have to buy more is because our dollar is worth less than the US dollar at the moment. So you get 10% off with the coupon code HalfAcre. I get 10% commission, right? But I have something else big. Well, okay, not necessarily big, but they're already talking about Black Friday. And I have a Black Friday special product review coming up. And you're going to get a really good price. I don't even think they're offering a coupon code, because if you order it from my link, you get the discount kind of thing, right? And it's going to be a portable. Now you can get the ones that go into your counter, or you can get portable. And I've asked for the portable, a portable 2-burner induction cooktop from London Sunshine. And so that's coming up next month. But in the meantime, I am going to be doing some London Sunshine videos, and hopefully I'll have links to put in below my videos, just so you can find where to get it, right? And because I've got the air fryer that I use all the time. I've got the dehydrator that's going to be put through its paces over the next week or 2. So there's going to be those videos. I don't know about the barbecue, but we might do a little last fall of the season barbecue and make some baked potatoes or something on it. Get Howie to put it out on the deck and start it up. And because our big propane barbecue is kind of blocked in by a wood pile. So we'll see, right? Anyway, that's kind of what's going on and what's coming up. And hey, Minette, how's it going at the hospital? Yeah, you broke your arm between your shoulder and your elbow. I'm not going to ask you to type, Sherry, but I hope you're voice typing. I really hope that you are not, sitting there texting with a broken arm. But please let us know as soon as you're able how you did that, or you didn't do that. It happened. Words have power. I'd love to know how it happened. I wouldn't love to know, but I want to know how it happened, and how long they, are they going to have to put pins in, anything like that? And we will always, you're always in my prayers. So if you need to raise money for things, try what I do. Every bit helps. It's good commission for online sales, and you just promote your website the company makes for you. They do all the work. I haven't even had a chance to look at that, Empress. I have not even had the chance to look at that. Can you pickle red cabbage? Of course you can. Of course you can. Why wouldn't it? It's like pickling beets. I think it would be almost the same recipe, wouldn't it? Oh, she fell downstairs. I'm sorry to be graphic, but every orifice in me just clenched. Like my ears and my mouth. Oh my God. Fell down the stairs. Can you pickle red cabbage? Well, I have never done it, but I would say you would shred it, and you would I would raw pack it in hot sterile jars and make a I would make it a sweet pickle. So brown sugar, equal amounts brown sugar and vinegar, mustard seeds, some cloves, a couple of whole cloves, and pour your hot syrup of vinegar and sugar and water. Yeah, vinegar, sugar, and water. Like you'd have, say, a pint of water, a cup of vinegar, a cup of sugar, right? That would be your, and then you would boil that together, and you could put in your cloves and a couple of peppercorns, and what was the first spice I said? Mustard seed in a little tea bag, or like open a tea bag and put that in there, and then pin it shut or something, or tie it shut. Put your spices in and cook them in the syrup, and then take your hot sterile jars out of the boiling water. Raw pack your cabbage in them, and then cover them with the hot syrup, vinegar syrup, and debubble, wipe your rinse, and then process them for like 15 minutes in a boil bath canner. Pretty sure I use a dash of pickling spice. Well, there you go. I've never done it, but that makes the most sense. It's almost like a pickled beet to me, right? Hey, Mary Lindsay, how's it going? Shay Christine's place is in the house. Rob and Curtis, hi. Phoebe Long, Tina Elliott. Making pickled beets. Can they be cubed using the chopper on the larger size? I don't see why not. I'm waiting, Joe. I'm waiting. Don't forget Patreon. Oh, I know. I've already talked about Patreon. I've talked about my book. And I am going to be doing a different book, but I've lost my list. And it's probably, my book is probably going to start around January. I'm going to start working on it because those are my slowest months anyway. Like I can put 7 videos out a week. And, I could put out a video a day across all my channels, and I would barely make the minimum. Why? Because my income on YouTube depends on ad revenue and YouTube Premium or whatever it is, where you pay the $9.95. I get a little piece of that for people who buy not to watch commercials. So, I'm not going to kill myself through January and February. I'll probably be doing a lot more live reading again, and I will be working on the next homesteading book. Here in the UK, we shred the cabbage and salt it first, leave for at least 10 hours, and then drain. Thank you. That was something I forgot. Yes, you salt it, rinse the salt off. And then when you make your pickling brine, add a tablespoon of salt, a pickling salt, to your syrup. That's another thing I missed. I'm not firing on all cylinders today, folks. Hey, Lazaric Homestead, how are you? Thank you for Debbie. Thank you for pointing that out. Love me some pickled beets. It's $18.99 for YouTube Premium. Well, what is the 9, or is it YouTube Plus then for? Because it used to be $9.99. They've put it up like that. Well, that's the thing. So what I meant to say is my income is derived from ad revenue, right? And they've taken that control out of my hands. I don't get to decide which video gets a banner, which video gets like a silent banner, which video gets a pre-roll, a post-roll, a mid-roll, and I never do mid-rolls and post-rolls. But you know what? YouTube has said, you know what? We're going to make it easy on you. Their AI system will judge by the length of the video, by the content of the video, whether or not certain ads will fit. So they've taken that right out of my control. So if you get pre-roll, mid-roll, annoying, unskippable ads, you can thank YouTube for that because, right? Hey, Waldo, how are you, darling? Hey, Mary Nigre. I'm going in on Monday for my colonoscopy and endoscopy. What do you think I should do? What I should make for broth? Because that's all I can eat for 2 days. Oh, honey. That's easy. Bone broth for starters. Okay. Go get you some nice soup bones with shreds of meat on it, right? And throw in, so let me think about this. Say you have 2 gallons in your stock pot, okay? Because you're going to need 2 gallons because there's only 4 liters and if you're not eating anything, then you're going to drink 4 liters of that in a day, right? If not, you're drinking 2 in water. But let's just assume you're going to put 2 gallons or 1.5 gallons of cold water in a stock pot. You're going to drop in a beef bone, okay? A stewing beef bone or several, depending on their size. If you can get a knuckle bone, is awesome. Or oxtail, but then you don't want to waste the meat. Then you put in 2 large scrubbed carrots, a large onion, and 3 stalks of celery. 2 tablespoons of salt, and a bay leaf, and a teaspoon of whole peppercorns. And you can pressure cook it for like 90 minutes, or you can just let it cook for like 12 to 14 hours. And then you strain everything off, and that's liquid gold. Okay. I'm going on Monday you'll be fine. It's you know what is the worst part of having a colonoscopy, guys? Is the battery acid that 2 liters of battery acid they make you drink in 24 hours or 48 hours before you go in. And that, I mean, the last time I had a colonoscopy, I live streamed with music and to get people to help me to just drink that crap, you know? Hey, Mary Jo Mosley. But once you get past, all the crap they make you drink and stuff, the colonoscopy is a breeze. They give you Valium or something, right? And that would like how he said they gave him Valium to do his stents, right? They just put it in on a drip. And that makes sense because I stayed awake and filmed my whole colonoscopy because I don't sleep on Valium. I go bing. Pickling book from the 50s. What's its name? Linda Van Rod. Gotta go. Stray cat just had babies right at my front door. Oh my God. Okay, Linda. You God bless you and help you. Yeah, the prep sucks. Absolutely. And then you crap your brains out. Absolutely. You know what I mean? Hey, heterogeneity rocks. What is heterogeneity? Nighty? Heterogeneity? Could you phonetically spell that for the sick person in the room? Really? I stay awake for mine. As a matter of fact, I asked them last time, I said, can I film it? And they said, I don't see why not. It's your medical procedure. And I said, I can make it so that I can blur you guys out or not have you in there. But I want people to be less afraid of a colonoscopy, right? And he said, well, great. Go ahead. Go for it. And I took less of the knockout drug so that I could stay more alert. But when he got up to the first corner, I felt the pressure, right? It wasn't painful, but it was like pressing on my lungs. So I said, yeah, give me the rest. Give me the rest. But I still stayed awake for it. Sure, you can make the stock without adding onions. The onions is totally up to you, but you're missing the flavor unless you're allergic. Onions, carrot, and celery are always the first 3 ingredients that you put in making any stock, vegetable or otherwise, right? When I made the chicken soup, that broth cooks down so much that I added a pint of beef bone broth. And I said to Howie, it's going to taste a little bit different because there's bone broth in it. And he goes, I can't taste it. I said, it's a little greasier because I forgot to take the plate of fat off the top of the bone broth. He said, it's delicious. He's like, nom, 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 nom. I said, well, there's more in the pot. Good, he said. Right? So they changed that gallon of crap to here. Now it's a Gatorade mixed with Miralax and I think 2 bottles, which isn't bad. See, I've never had that here. It's always been the same crap. So, but the good news is I had 1 colonoscopy and I had another 5 years later. And this one that I had, he said, I don't want to see you for 7 to 10 years. You're doing great. So, and in my family, that is a win in a huge way. Out of 5 siblings, 3 of them, and I'm not sure about the 4th one, but 3 of them all have diverticulitis. You know what I mean? I have to go. Loved you all. Wonderful day. You too, Skippy. And I have to go too. I have to finish editing tomorrow's video, and then I have to finish recording today's video. So you're going to get pumpkin pie and pet dasar. Everybody makes pet dasar different. I actually have some ideas in my head for low sugar confectionery this, and as soon as I start feeling better. And what else? See, I just drew a total blank. Oh, the chicken soup video, the pumpkin pie video, and tonight's pantry pull garden medley goulash video. So they're all coming up over the next few days, okay? I love you all. Take care. God bless, and thanks for lifting me up. You know, I don't know how long I'm going to be feeling this way, but you know, it's already lifting because you guys lift me up every day. When we connect, you lift me up, and I'm feeling that the fibro flare, I'm hoping, is not going to last as long as it could, right? All I can ever hope for is that the fibro flare doesn't last longer than a day or 2. Sometimes it's only a half a day, but I'm sitting here feeling like I'm being punched or really hard poked in, around my calves and stuff. It's not pleasant. If you suffer from leg cramps, now I bought this, I got to say this before I go. I bought from my soul daughter, Raf Ron. She does beautiful soap. And I bought a bunch from her for Christmas gifts last year. And I kept one, and it was called pipe tobacco. And I bought it just to smell it. I don't want to cover myself in tobacco scent. And it's not a nasty. It's just like, the fragrant smoke. And my Uncle Jim comes into mind. And seeing my dad and my Uncle Jim sit and talk. My Uncle Jim puff on his pipe. That's Angela's granddad. But I found a use for it. I got really bad leg cramps the other night. My feet just drew up like this, and I couldn't do anything about it. So I got up and I hobbled into the bathroom, and I got my pipe tobacco bar of soap, and it's still in the plastic. And I lifted up my sheet at the foot of my bed, and I slid that bar of soap. It's not just ivory. Any good bar of soap will help fight off leg cramps in the night if you get, muscle cramps in your legs. So I'm not a doctor. I'm not a scientist. I don't know how the woo-woo magic of it works. It just does, at least for me. You're in stage 3 kidney failure. What can't you drink? Oh, right. Right. Never worked for you, Joe? It's always worked for me. I don't know why. But I mean, it can't hurt for you to try, eh? But it's always worked for me. Have you tried ivory soap, Joe? Because the nurse at the one hospital swore by ivory. And so I don't know. Ivory, the bars of ivory soap. So, okay. Well, you know what? You're probably the exception rather than the rule, because everybody I've talked to that does it swears by it, including myself. This is the Mrs. Wolfie from Our Half Acre Homestead saying, I love you guys. I'm going to get to work and finish editing tomorrow's video so that when Howie comes home, we can sit down with our garden medley goulash and enjoy our dinner and watch some TV. Last night we watched a movie called, never mind. It was full of holes. I'm one of those people, if, there was too many holes in it. I'm all over the place. I get it. Take care. God bless. Mwah. I love you. Don't ever forget that.